I sleep with men for money, and regardless of your opinion on this line of work, like the amount of freedom that I have in this line of work, the amount of money that I make, the amount of things that I'm able to do, I'm actually so grateful and so privileged. Like,
You see how she's calling it freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to the channel. Now, as many of you are aware, there is been a push more and more towards basically normalizing what is essentially prostitution, but generally rebranded, with different descriptions and, you know, different kind of expectations. And also, how, there's a lot of rebrand calling it sex work, calling it, a lot of this is rebranding to just make it more acceptable and palatable. Now, what we are going to react to is a video by Average Man Unplugged, who is saying women making the dating scene like prostitution is their new hustle. I think this has been going on at least for the better part of the last 20 years. With the internet and the access, it just went on steroids because women who are otherwise just normal women would get called up, sent a message. In the moment you could just text someone to their mobile phone, it was a wrap. Okay, some say, come meet me here, or whatever the case may be, until it's done. So let's listen in to what a lot of these women are saying, and I'll give you my commentary as usual.
What's going on YouTube? It is your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So, fellas, I've been coming across a lot of videos lately of women basically just flat out coming out admitting that they're selling the box. They falling on with hard times, man. Winter is here. It has arrived. I get not just literally, even though I know technically it's still about 3 more weeks till officially being winter.
You remember when Kevin Samuels said that, and all these women laughed? Man, that was someone who was taken too early. God damn it.
But all in all, bro, it's just crazy to see, bro, because I'm like, not too long ago, y'all were just talking about how y'all didn't need men for anything, and now here y'all are offering to put the box up for sale. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the foolery.
There's usually this meme which shows like what feminists envision happens when there's like a war versus what they actually do, or when there's poverty or an economic downturn. What they say they'll do, they'll go out there and make things, new things, but really they just go on the street. I think I'll put that meme here somewhere for you to see. Well, let's go on with this.
It's just been made aware to me that the girls who are selling cooch are telling people that they're in real estate, but as like a cover up because they selling cooch.
I knew it. I knew it. I said it. And you all called me madman. I told y'all everybody out here is selling box. Because how are you making this much money in regular old real estate in this current market? Like in like 2021, 2, 3, I'd be like, all right, that was the time to make the bread. But in current times, these real estate agents and these new home sales people are struggling because the economy's bad and people are afraid to buy homes. Or they just can't afford it. Just simply can't afford it. So how are there so many successful real estate agents? And I don't really see you posting about how many homes you've closed. But you're making so much money. How is this happening? Because real estate agents, they gonna post when they close. But y'all not posting your closings. Everybody's selling box. Bottle girls, bartenders, scrippers, real estate, nurses, anybody on a yacht, they just selling box. Anybody that travels outside the country, they're selling box. Anytime you can't tell what that woman does for a living, she's selling box. You seen her in Vegas, box. You seen her in Dubai, box. You seen her in the Mediterranean, box.
And you see, this is usually the the worst thing about this, because so many guys are not really cued in. There's some who know, but we're in the minority. So many guys are not cued in that they're just kind of been slotted in as people who would pay certain bills. So when she gets to a point where you're like, you are in a position to handle that by yourself, she'll just kind of reduce on the 3 or 4 behavior as she gets you in line and you marry her and have kids. But then slowly she'll continue this behavior because trust me, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. Any habit that you've partaken so much in that also gives you, makes you feel good or gives you a tremendous wealth or tremendous material gains, you'll end up doing it because you become addicted to it and you really lose the ability to look at other things as options. See, like a woman probably who's gone to Dubai to do porta potty, it's really disgusting. It's really down there with the germs that feed on cockroaches' feces. But if you ask her to be, say, a bartender or, you know, a cashier, she wouldn't do it. She will still go there and do exactly that.
I knew it. And what's even crazier is you're probably thinking these claims are unsubstantiated. No, because the women who aren't embarrassed about the fact that they sell box have commented under my videos multiple times. One, thinking it was funny, and two, being like, yeah, these are the signs that a woman's selling box. And these are women who sell box and they're open about it and they're like, yes, I'm selling box and these are the signs. Signs of the times? I don't know. Were people always selling box to such an extent, or is this like a new thing? I think it's gotta be them. It's gotta be them phones.
It is the resources. I think to some point, even how women have always taken care of themselves to find an ideal man with resources to take care of her. It's kind of been that, it is because a lot of people, especially married people, when they're told that's really the context, because on this other side, she's choosing to have several men pay for her life instead of getting one, probably because she can't get one to pay for the life she wants. So she's willing to sacrifice herself to get that. A lot of some women will get a guy who is able to do that, or at least lessen the burden on her to pay it herself through life, and she'll take you. And there you are. You're in a pseudo 3 or 4 relationship where you're paying for access to punani. That's why so many people get run over, especially when she's hard enough. She doesn't want to give him punani, so the guys just stick around hoping they get it once a month or something like that. They end up not getting it for a long time. They divorce them, take half their stuff. It's really one of those things where I can't help it. There are just too many downsides to this. And the fact is, since so many women are actually doing like part-time prostitution, like there will be a secretary somewhere, but they're selling box on the side. There'll be bartender, they're selling box. There'll be a nurse, they're selling box on the side. So a lot of people will be marrying such people who have been prostitutes on the side. You never really know about that life because this other life, the PR life, the one of being a receptionist, is the one that you know about.
Gotta be that music. All these female rappers and even pop artists talking about giving up box so much. They're like, well, if I'm already giving up box for free, I might as well give it up for money.
And you know what the funny part is? Before I became RP aware, I used to see the signs all the time as well from certain women that I'm friends with on social media. And I always wondered deep in the back of my mind, like, how in the hell can she afford to go out of town so much? How does she have the free time to do it? Because some of these women have kids. So I'm like, you just giving your kids all this money and you buying them all. Like what do you do? Only to find out that they selling box. I'm like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. Makes absolute sense now. So anytime I see a woman like that, moving around like that, and you can't tell what she does for a living, 9 times out of 10, bro, somebody, a man is funding that trip, or she's selling the box in order just to go herself.
I sleep with men for money, and regardless of your opinion on this line of work, like the amount of freedom that I have in this line of work, the amount of money that I make, the amount of things that I'm able to do, I'm actually so grateful and so privileged. Like,
You see how she's calling it freedom. You see this PR language. It's not the amount of freedom and the what. No, actually, it's because you don't want to work. Because this is really easy. It has nothing to do with freedom. It is you degrading yourself to the very basic human instincts so that you can make a living. Because you're not designed or you raised to be able to actually be, how do we say, a productive member of society. Because these are not productive. What they end up doing is that they're parasitic. They take at the point there. They have some kids who they've had with different people, diseased, kids raised like hell. They're in a single home. They turn into the people that we don't like out here.
At this fucking point, if the cost of living keeps fucking going up, I got something for sale. And just know I'm not talking about shit in this apartment. If they give me one more motherfucking price range, whether it's food, gas, fucking bills, I'm sick of it all. I'm going to be selling it, and I'm not motherfucking playing. Just know that.
It was prophesied long ago by a man named Sir Kevin Samuels that these times would be upon us.
Yes.
That a long winter would befall all of the land.
Yes.
And coochie
Yes.
would be on the cheap. Fellas, winter
Easy.
is here.
I love this.
Winter is coming. See that? Winter is coming.
They're prostitutes. A lot of these women out here are low-key prostitutes. A man dating a woman is not obligated.
Hey, you gotta give out there. That was well done right there. It sends, it's comedic. It's actually, that's why it sends the message even harder.
to do anything financial for a woman, but give her his time and attention and build a friendship and a solid foundation of relationship. Now, if a man chooses to do something financial for a woman, like take her on a date or buy her a gift, he can choose to do that. But a man that's just dating a woman is not obligated to do anything financial for her.
Let me tell you something. Personally, I'm a single man. I don't plan to shackle with anybody. The thing is, I spend to get the coochie. If I'm taking you out, it is with the understanding that I'm going to get the coochie. The punani, I have to get it. That's the understanding. When you put your terms like that, you realize they're all of them selling it. Doesn't matter. I met a girl, some secretary somewhere, number, make an offer, quick. It doesn't take a day. 2 days max. You meet some lady just selling some stuff in a stall, quick number like that. Some server somewhere, quick number like that. They're all so easy and they're all selling. Trust me.
Same way a woman is not obligated to give a man sex unless that is her husband. Our culture makes me want to throw up a lot of the times because a lot of these women are prostitutes. You don't look at a man as your best friend. You look at a man as your provider. And that's mistake number one. That's why a lot of marriages...
Look, guys need to move away from this, oh, my best friend, my this. No, guys, that stuff is over. That's Hollywood. That's Hollywood romance movies and romance novels and all that. That is not real. The first thing that women care about is provision. They will date an ugly short toad with a micro penis with a lot of money before they touch your tall, handsome ass. That's a fact. Maybe they should give you later as part of, after she gets comfortable. But provision is number one. Let's not be deluded. If you're going to deal with them, that is the top thing. And especially these days when they've tested even better life in small doses. They've been taken by a rich man here in some 5-star hotel. They've gone to this game here. They've sat front seats. It is what it is. Come on, guys. What do you mean this friendship? That is done. It's a business. Get with the program, Ank.
Families break up because you're not even marrying your best friend. You're marrying someone on a transaction like, oh, he's my provider. But you really don't like who he is as a person.
Yes.
You really don't enjoy his presence. You really don't genuinely love who he is, his personality, the things that he loves. Like, you could care less about the things that he loves of who he is.
That's why, gentlemen, when you get into these entanglements, that should not be your aim. Personally, the only reason I would entangle with a woman is for the punani or children. And either the children, it will be extremely transactional, and the children will belong to me. That's the way it happens. I mean, guys, get with the program. Every time I listen to people talk, especially this older generation that went through the romance age or happy wife, happy life, they are really deluded. They can see what's going on, but they don't have prescriptions for it.
A lot of you women are prostitutes.
And as I'm listening to this man talk, all I could think of was my pops, and realize how fortunate and lucky he was to be with my mom. And the reason why I say that is because my dad was an average earner, man. He spent most of his life being a janitor, average earner. My mom made twice as much as him. And even with him having a stroke, getting sick, she was still taking care of him. They were married for 46 and a half years before he passed away recently. And you want to know why they lasted so long? And my mom told me this, and she even said this at his funeral. It's because she actually liked him.
Now, I think it's more about respect. I think the older generation that time, there was a lot of respect that was inculcated in the society, in the community, in the culture. All that is lost. And I think people are a bit naive because a lot of these marriages were not romantic. We met, we fell in love, ABCD. A lot of it was like this was the right person to create a family with. And over time, because of the things you do, the sacrifices you make, they appreciate you and like you and maybe love you eventually. That's how it was. It was practical, not this emotional turbulence that we have gotten ourselves embroiled with. I think personally, if you want this, you have to be practical. Leave the emotions out of it and see how well you do. Because once you leave the emotions out of it, everything else you can achieve. It's the children you can have as long as you have a good arrangement that you can have and you continue. If it's not about this emotional satisfaction thing, it's up to you to make yourself happy. It's not up to her or anybody else, especially the women. It's not up to him to make you happy. You have to come satisfied, understanding this man will provide for me so that I can take care of these children to make sure that we create a legacy, whatever that may be. Choose whatever you want, but understand one thing, that once you've become commodities to us, because that's what most of you have become, women. The women have become commodities. I cannot elevate such a person to anything other than that. And you see them, the desperation and the just disrespect on top of the fact that they don't want to listen to anyone or care for anyone else's welfare. And which is, by welfare, this I mean that you've made wealth, you are sharing it with someone, and then they do things to make sure that you break up that wealth, they take half of it. You understand the context of it. So you have to understand that a lot of the women that you're going to meet are on the transactional level. They've met too many men who want to pay for their services, guys. You don't be naive. Even if she's good, these days even the Muslims are having a hard time because their women also have smartphones. And it's breaking at the seams. I'm telling you the truth. So I don't know what you'll do with this information. It's up to you, but it's important to have this information. You can go subscribe to Unplugged Average Man's channel. And of course, leave me a comment down below. What do you think about this video? Leave a like for the algorithm and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, peace.